If you're retired or you're planning to retire soon, I need you to listen carefully because the next 12 months could decide whether you enjoy retirement or spend it worrying every single day. And I'm going to tell you something that most people don't realize until it's too late. Retirement is not destroyed by low returns. It's destroyed by one bad market drop at the wrong time. A crash doesn't just lower your account balance, it can force you to sell at the bottom, lock in losses, and permanently damage your income. Now here's the scary part. Most retirees are not prepared for the next market shock because they're investing like they're still in their 40s. And in a minute, I'm going to reveal the number one silent retirement killer that makes people run out of money faster than they ever expected, even if they have a decent 401k or IRA. But first, I want you to picture this. Imagine waking up tomorrow, turning on the news, and seeing headlines screaming, "Market crash." Your retirement account drops 20% in weeks. You feel sick, you can't sleep, and you think, should I sell? Should I wait? What do I do? Most retirees panic because they don't have a plan. But in this video, I'm going to give you something powerful. 5 sleep well investments that Warren Buffett-style investors use to reduce stress, protect income, and survive downturns. And most importantly, I'll show you how to build a setup that works even if markets get ugly before 2026 ends. And yes, one of these 5 is the one that most retirees completely ignore, and it's the reason they lose sleep. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do, where to put your money safely, and how to retire without fear. Now, when we say Warren Buffett, most people think of stocks, Coca-Cola, Apple, big companies. But Buffett's real superpower isn't picking stocks, it's his mindset. Buffett always thinks about risk in a different way. He doesn't define risk as the market going down. He defines risk as the chance of permanent loss. And for retirees, permanent loss happens when you're forced to sell during a downturn. That's why retirees need sleep-well investments, not because these investments make you rich overnight, but because they help you stay calm, stable, and protected. You can't enjoy retirement if you're constantly worried, and you certainly can't enjoy retirement if your plan depends on the market being perfect every year. So let's talk about what sleep-well investing really means. It means you build your retirement like a strong house. You don't build a house with only a roof and hope it survives storms. You build a foundation. You build walls. You build safety. In investing terms, sleep well means you have protection, stability, and enough income to live, without being forced to make emotional decisions when markets fall. It's not about winning. It's about not losing. Buffett's famous rule is, rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. When you're retired, that rule becomes even more important. Before we get into the 5 investments, let me show you what most retirees do and why it causes stress. Most retirees have one big bucket, their 401k or IRA. Inside that bucket is usually stock funds and bond funds, and every month they withdraw money to pay bills. That seems normal, but here's the danger. If a crash happens, they keep withdrawing while the account is down. That creates something called sequence of returns risk, and it destroys retirements. Because it's not just the crash, it's the crash plus withdrawals. When you withdraw during a crash, you're selling shares cheap. Those shares never recover because they're gone. This is why 2 retirees can have the same average return, but one runs out of money years earlier. Buffett avoids sequence risk because he always keeps cash and stable assets. He doesn't put himself in a position where he's forced to sell. Retirees must do the same. So here are the 5 sleep-well investments for retirees. The kind you want in your plan before 2026, so you're protected no matter what the market does. Investment number 1, Treasury bills and short-term U.S. Treasuries. This is the most boring one, and that's why it's powerful. Treasury bills are backed by the U.S. government. That means they are considered one of the safest places to park money. And here's why retirees should love them. Stability, predictability, low stress. If you're retired, you need a portion of your money to act like a safety shield. You need money that does not swing wildly, money that does not drop 30% because the market sneezed. Short-term treasuries can be used as part of your cash runway. That means if the market crashes, you can live off this stable bucket and avoid selling your stocks at the bottom. That one move can save you tens or hundreds of thousands. Many retirees ignore treasuries because they sound boring. But Buffett understands something. Boring is safe. Boring builds freedom. The goal isn't to impress anyone with returns. The goal is to stay retired. If you have 12 to 24 months of living expenses in short-term treasuries, you instantly reduce fear because you know you can survive a downturn without panic. Investment number 2, high-yield savings or money market funds. Now, some people say that's not investing, but retirees need to stop thinking like gamblers and start thinking like planners. High-yield savings accounts and money market funds are not for growth. They're for safety and flexibility. Buffett has always kept large amounts of cash because cash gives you control. Cash stops you from being forced. Cash allows opportunity. And for retirees, cash prevents disaster. Your cash bucket is where your sleep begins. It's where you pull money from when markets are down. It's how you avoid the biggest retirement mistake, selling during panic. The right amount depends on your life, but many financial planners recommend 6 to 24 months of expenses in stable cash-like assets. That way, you don't care what the market does tomorrow. You can breathe, you can live, you can wait. That's sleep well investing. Investment number 3, dividend-paying blue-chip stocks. Now this is important. I'm not talking about chasing high-yield junk. I'm not talking about risky dividend traps. I'm talking about strong, well-known, high-quality businesses that have paid dividends consistently for years. Companies that survive bad economies. Buffett loves quality. When you're retired, you don't want 10 speculative stocks. You want a few strong ones or a quality dividend ETF. Dividend blue chips can provide income and stability. They can help you feel like your portfolio is still working for you, even when markets are uncertain. But again, the goal is not to chase the highest dividend. The goal is to own businesses that can keep paying year after year. The retiree advantage here is psychological too. When you receive income from dividends, you feel less pressure to sell assets. That reduces panic. That improves long-term outcomes. Just remember, dividends are not guaranteed. That's why this is only one part of the 5. Investment number 4, a total market index fund, low cost. This is where Buffett's famous advice comes in. Buffett has said many times that most people should simply own a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Why? Because over time, the best businesses in America tend to grow. Now retirees sometimes fear index funds because they remember crashes. But here's the truth. You still need growth. Inflation is real. Your retirement may last 25 to 35 years. That means if you go too conservative and never grow, inflation can quietly destroy you. So you want a growth bucket, but you want it done safely and simply. A total market or S&P 500 index fund can be your long-term engine. You don't need to trade it. You don't need to guess. You simply keep it as the growth engine of your plan. The key is to not put 100% of your retirement in it. Retirees must balance it with the stable buckets we already talked about. This is how you get the best of both worlds, growth without panic. Investment number 5, and this is the one most retirees ignore, a simple income floor strategy. This could include a pension if you have it, or in some cases an annuity, or even building enough stable income from bonds and treasuries to cover your essential expenses. Let me explain why this is so powerful. Retirees lose sleep because they don't know if their money will last. They don't know if the market will destroy them. They fear running out. But when you create an income floor, something changes mentally, because now your core needs, housing, utilities, groceries, insurance, are covered no matter what. That is retirement peace. That is sleep. If Social Security covers part of your needs, build your plan so stable income covers the rest. That way, your stock investments become optional growth, not survival money. Buffett's entire life is built on stable income. His companies generate cash flow. That's why he stays calm. Retirees need the same thing. If your essential expenses are protected, you stop panicking during market dips. You stop watching the news in fear. You stop checking your account every day. You sleep. Now here's the most important part. These 5 investments are not meant to be used randomly. The magic comes from putting them together in the correct structure. So let's build a Buffett-style sleep well retirement setup. First, you separate your money into buckets. Bucket 1 is your safety and spending bucket. That includes high-yield savings, money market, and short-term treasuries. Basically anything that won't crash. This bucket is your protection. Bucket 2 is your income bucket. That includes stable dividend, blue chips, bonds, treasuries, or income strategies that help you produce cash flow. Bucket 3 is your growth bucket. That includes your index fund holdings, growth you don't touch during downturns. Then you create one rule. During market crashes, you withdraw from bucket 1, not bucket 3. That is how you beat sequence risk. That is how you survive downturns without panic. Now let's talk about before 2026 because this matters. Why urgency? Because you want to build this setup while markets are calm, not in the middle of chaos. The worst time to plan a fire escape is during a fire. The worst time to rebalance is when you're scared. The worst time to decide on a retirement plan is during a crash. So you build now. You prepare now. You set rules now. So if 2026 brings volatility, you are not surprised. You are ready. Let's also address what most retirees do wrong before I give you the action plan. Mistake number 1, they keep too much money in aggressive stocks because they're chasing growth. Growth is good, but retirement is about survival first. Mistake number 2, they have no cash runway. So when the market drops, they withdraw from stocks. That is the retirement killer. Mistake number 3, they don't know how much they really spend. Most retirees underestimate expenses, especially healthcare. Mistake number 4, they claim Social Security without thinking. Timing matters. Mistake number 5, they ignore taxes. Taxes can destroy cash flow, especially with required minimum distributions later. So if you want sleep well retirement, you must fix these mistakes. Now I'm going to give you a simple before 2026 checklist. This is what you do in the next 60 days. Step 1, calculate your real monthly expenses. Track every dollar for 30 days. Your brain lies. Your bank statement tells the truth. Step 2, calculate your guaranteed income. Social Security, pension, any stable checks. Step 3, find your gap, the money your portfolio must provide. Step 4, build 12 to 24 months of that gap in stable assets, high-yield savings, money market, or short-term treasuries. Step 5, rebalance portfolio so you're not too aggressive. If a 25% drop would destroy you emotionally, you're too aggressive. Step 6, set a rule-based withdrawal plan. During downturns, spend from cash runway. During recoveries, refill runway. Step 7, stress test your retirement. What if inflation stays high? What if you live to 95? What if you need long-term care? What if the market drops early? If your plan survives those scenarios, you are ready. Now let me speak directly to the retiree who is scared. You may be thinking, is it too late to fix this? No, it's not too late, but it is urgent because retirement is expensive and time is not unlimited. But here's the good news. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be a genius. You simply need a structure that prevents the biggest mistakes. Buffett's success is not magic. It's discipline and structure. And retirees can do the same with a simple setup. Let me end with one powerful point that will change how you feel about retirement. Most people believe retirement success depends on the stock market. It doesn't. Retirement success depends on behavior. The market is the market. It will go up and down. But your behavior determines whether you win. A retiree with a plan doesn't panic. A retiree with a plan doesn't sell low. A retiree with a plan doesn't lose sleep. And that's the real purpose of these 5 investments: to protect your behavior, to protect your emotions, to make you calm, because calm retirees win, panicked retirees lose. So if you want sleep well retirement before 2026, here are the 5 again. Short-term U.S. Treasuries, high-yield savings or money markets, dividend-paying quality blue-chip stocks, low-cost total market index funds, and an income floor strategy that covers essential expenses. Put them together, follow a bucket plan, build your cash runway, and you'll have the one thing most retirees don't have: peace. If this video helped you, save it, watch it again, and share it with someone who's retiring soon, because this information can literally save years of stress. And if you want, comment the word sleep, and I'll make a follow-up video showing a simple example portfolio setup for retirees at different ages, 60, 70, and 80. Subscribe for more Warren Buffett-style retirement advice, because retirement isn't just about money, it's about freedom. And freedom starts with sleeping well at night, knowing your plan is strong.